guys, welcome back to our channel. We're getting ready to start our evening chores and make sure everybody is set up for tonight, so come along with us. So we would usually clean the coop out once it got this bad, but where it's rained so much last night and it's raining again tonight and possibly snowing, we're just going to give them some more straw. That way, the more straw they have in here, even though it's dirty, it'll keep them more insulated, so it'll keep them warm.
Sorry, girl. We didn't mean to put it on you.
Another benefit of having chickens, there is never any food to go to waste. Even if you don't have anything, you can always go to your grocery store and see if they have any produce that's going out, and usually they give it to you for free. We always have bananas because there's some weeks where I buy all kinds of bananas and they don't get eaten, and then there's other times where I just buy a few bananas and the kids are begging for more. So we will just let the bananas go to the chickens and let them have a little treat. And as you can see, they always love it. Another great thing for your chickens is scratch feed. This has a lot of good things in it. It helps them where they want to scratch the ground. And they love scratch feed. But as you can see right now, their main goal is the bananas. And after you take the peel off, you just put it in your compost bin, and like I said, no waste.
Roosters also really like bananas. Here you go, Strider.
Creatures when they're babies. That's what we thought too. But they're one of the nastiest animals that we have ever owned. And no matter how many times you fill up their water, they always need water. And it never fails. They're just very nasty. But we love them. And their eggs are good too.
They're supposed to be very good for baking as well.
Another funny thing about living like this and having children, you find the weirdest things out here, and I'm assuming this is why I have no silverware at home. Anna just loves the homestead. The homestead life. The homestead life is not for her at all. Hey guys, I am making homemade chicken and dumplings tonight for dinner. So what I'm gonna go ahead and boil my chicken, and while I'm doing that, I'm also gonna be making its own chicken stock. I've got 3 split chicken breasts with the bone still on. I always like doing this, especially when I'm making broth, because the bones is where all of your flavor is. I won't need this much chicken. I will actually just be using maybe half of it, and I will go ahead and shred the rest of it up and make homemade chicken salad. I will freeze some of it for recipes later. There's just so many things you can do with boiled chicken. What I'm gonna do to this is, to help the broth, I'm gonna add an onion, celery, and some carrots, and I'm also going to throw in some celery leaves. Now, I always do this. I think it just adds a little bit more of a flavor to the broth, but you don't have to do that. And I'm just going to fill it up with water, put a little bit of salt and pepper in it, and wait for it to be done. Put it on the stove and let it cook. If you're not going to be using the broth right away, I always buy the plastic containers that are freezer friendly, and I will let the broth cool, and I will actually freeze it, and when I'm ready, all I gotta do is just take it out, put it in a pot, and let it thaw. And you've got some homemade chicken broth. Hi guys, I'm going to show you how I make my banana nut muffins. Now, you can make this recipe however you like. You're probably trying to figure out why I have these over here. These, to me, make the best banana bread, banana muffins. They are just really soft. You really don't have to do a lot of mushing on them, and they seem to taste a little bit sweeter too. But as you can see, they literally, I know it's probably grossing some people out, and I'm sorry, but to me, this is, honestly, these make the absolute best tasting banana bread or banana muffins. They just really do. A lot of people don't wait for them to get this dark. I personally have tried it when they just started turning brown, when they're still yellow with spots on them. I've tried everything, and it just still doesn't seem to taste quite as good as if they would have been this dark. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is, you're gonna take 4 bananas, and if you honestly don't want to let your bananas get that dark, you don't have to wait for them to get that dark. That is just my preference. You want to just squish them all up. I like to leave a little bit of clumps in there, just so when you bite into them, you do get that little burst of banana flavor. Okay. What you want to do next is, I always add I work from right to, or left to right. I always add my flour and my butter last. I know a lot of you are probably like, that's not how you do it. That's just how I've always done it. So I need 1.5 teaspoons of baking soda. I need 1 teaspoon of pure vanilla. You can absolutely use the imitation vanilla. I just prefer pure vanilla. And you want 1/2 teaspoon of salt. I always start mixing that in just so it can get incorporated a little bit. Then after that, I'm gonna take our farm eggs from outside, and I always separate my eggs individually just in case there is a shell or you get a bad egg. That way you don't have to go hunting for eggshell or anything, which both of these eggs are beautiful. Add those in there. And I will also add 1 cup of brown sugar to this recipe. Go ahead and break up those eggs. Get everything mixed together. Now, I make banana bread and banana muffins, and both of my recipes are completely different. It's just, I find that my banana bread recipe does not make very good banana muffins for some reason. They're a little bit too dense. So this is the recipe I always use for muffins. Okay, got all of that mixed in together. Now here is where I'm gonna start adding my flour. I have 2 cups of all-purpose flour that I just sifted a little bit. Get a little bit of that going. And then I'm just going to slowly add 3/4 cup of melted, unsalted butter. You just want to slowly fold this in. I've made this recipe with a mixer before and they just come out super, super tough. I've just, you know, learned that this recipe does a lot better when you fold everything in for some reason. I'm not quite sure why, but these are just, they're better muffins when you do it by hand. You just kind of fold and mix. And you don't want to overwork it either. So once it's all completely incorporated, you want to stop. I like adding walnuts to my banana bread. You can add pecans or you can leave it out. It does not matter, but I do have 1/2 cup of chopped walnuts here. You can add more nuts if you want to. I personally would add more, but these are for my kids and they would just rather have banana muffins. So, okay, everything is mixed in there very good. I have 2 pans, muffin pans, that are already pre-sprayed with cooking spray. All I use is just pan baking spray or the Baker's Joy, which I also use. You just want to scoop. I always make a mess here. So if I do, sometimes I will use the muffin liners, but I'm out of those this time. So we will just put them in the pan and there's nothing wrong with that. The pan is clean, it's just really old. And you can add however much batter to these muffins. I usually do between 2 to 3. If you have an ice cream scooper, you can definitely use that. I usually use one of those, but I'm just trying to do less dishes than I already have here. Okay, and then I'm gonna scrape your bowl a little bit, get all of that batter. Now you can make this in regular cupcake tins if you want smaller muffins. We just prefer at my house to have the bigger muffins. Okay. You can also double this recipe as well. And that is going to be a smaller muffin, which is okay. Okay, and I've already had my oven preheated to 375. I will bake these for about 18 to 20 minutes, and when they come out, I let them cool on a cooling rack for a little bit, and you can either eat them right away, or you can, I individually wrap mine in plastic wrap just to make sure they stay good and fresh. But yeah, I will show you the end product later. Hey guys, here they are. They are cooling right now. As soon as they are completely cooled, we will wrap them individually in some plastic wrap, and I will just set them on the table in a bowl for the kids to grab. But this is it for our video tonight. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and hit like and subscribe so you'll always know when our new videos come out, and we will see you Monday.